with Dan Tortora once again on all of our numerous channels worldwide on youtube.com and facebook.com, both /wakeupcalldt, and on wakeupcalldt.podbean.com. So however you're connecting with us, we thank you so much for being a part of the show. And we have our bi-monthly segment here today, every other Tuesday, every single month at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. We are joined by the champ, International Boxing Hall of Famer Christy Salters Martin, joining us here in Christy's Corner. Today we have a very special guest, and Jimmy Adams going to be joining us here in just a moment. And Jimmy coming to us from a strong history in the world of boxing, a former manager of numerous heavyweight world champions and a boxing promoter. Jimmy's done a lot of fantastic work in the world of sports and in the world of boxing. We look forward to speaking with him about his journey and its connection to boxing today. And of course, we have Miss Pat Orr on the broadcast as well, a boxing photographer and the owner of PB&J's Lunchbox, the exclusive connection to Christy's Corner. Here comes to PB&J's Lunchbox on 6630 Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. Make sure you make your way out there today. It is Taco Tuesday, and there's always some great things. I'm waiting for Pat to bring back the shrimp tacos because I know she changes it up each week, but I'm selfish and I know what I like, so I want those to come back. So with that being said, in hour number two, we'll be joined at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time by Levell Sanders, the head coach of the Binghamton Bearcats men's basketball program, who got a bunch of commitments, including former Syracuse point guard Symir Torrance heading down 81 an hour from Syracuse to Binghamton. So we'll talk with him and the ingredients to success. We'll round out the show as it always does on Tuesday, proudly presented by Avicolli. So with that being said, Christy, Jimmy, Pat, good morning, and how are you?
Good morning.
Good morning, Dan.
Good morning, everybody.
So, Christy, I know set up here having Jimmy on the broadcast this morning. And Christy, I'll start off with you here and where you'd like to take this conversation with Mr. Adams, as we're very happy to spotlight and have him here as a guest today.
Well, I'd just like to say, Jimmy has his background in boxing, but what people mock, many actions, and he's done so much work in the music in Nashville, country music. He took his two loves and joined and the music. So we have country box in Nashville. The way we do that, the way Jimmy's been doing that, is a little bit of boxing, a little bit for the last show, and it is a huge hit. Con 13th, which will be the day after my birthday, back in Nashville, and already has that card loaded up and ready to rock.
Yeah, so we're very
some of those local guys.
Yeah, so we lost Christy here for a second. So Christy, we heard kind of the back end of that. So you were talking about some different things in bonding music and boxing. So I wanted to touch on that really quick before we have Jimmy respond to it.
Sorry. Yeah, we created his two loves together. He's brought in music, a little bit of country, a little bit more country music, a couple more fights. A cool concept is already taken off. He's getting calls from all over the country, places that want to their venue. So we're starting with 4 for country, and the card's already loaded. One of the believes media will June 13th, as well as some local guys that Jimmy has already, strong bonds with. So, Jimmy, tell us a little bit about some of those local guys and what we're doing with Country Box.
It's a pleasure to be on your show. First of all, I really thank y'all for considering me to be on. It's an honor. I was back in 1997 here in Nashville. I'd done the Music City Mix Factory. I'd done 47 fights in 1 year on the same venue, straight. So for years, people tried to get me to come back and redo it. To redo it, and I do that through that era when I did that, I had 27 champions or top 10 contenders come through my hands through that venue. And which out of that, I managed Oliver McCall, I managed Tony Tucker, Greg Page, Burt Cooper, and a list of others, And so that's where I funneled them from to rebuild their records and so forth, Mia St. John, I'm sorry, she came through the Mix Factory. So anyway, after I'd done that the first year and making Tennessee the number 2 state for boxing, only being beat out number 1 by California. I beat out the most boxing in the same venue in place, I beat out Vegas and New Jersey and New York, but the California got me. So all these years, there's been a lot of other promoters that's called me, bring it back, but then again, I started thinking, the only way that I want to bring it back is that I could beat my own record and then take off and try to do 49 or 50 fights a year in the same venue, which I'm going to try to beat that starting in August. When I'm going to go in August, I'm going to go to every Tuesday night and try to revise the Tuesday night fights. But also in doing that, I wanted to do something different. I came up with this 13 years ago, actually, but the time just wasn't ready for it then. And so when I kicked it off this time, it's where I bring in unknown country singers that's looking for an opportunity to get onto a record label or be seen. Thousands of them come to town every week looking for that little opportunity to be seen and be heard. And they end up playing downtown and so forth. And then I'm doing the same thing with boxing. I'm looking to build boxing opportunity and keep them active. So I'm looking to do the boxers and also country entertainers. And I combine them together to make an event out of it. I've been with Don King since 1982, and that's one of the things he's always told me. When you do a show, make it an event, not just a show. And so I was fortunate enough to get Christy Martin join up with me now, and which is an honor to be working with her again. And we go way back in her prime too. We've known each other forever. And it's just an honor to have her aboard the team, aboard this train, and go down the line with it. And so I took and went to a venue called Tortora, which back in the day, it's a lot of history. Back in the day, the entertainer Ernest Tubb, he built it back in, I think, in 47 or 50, 1947, he built it. So I'm into the Troubadour, which totes a whole lot of history to it. And it's just a venue of 500 seats. But I'm going across with pay-per-view television. I work with Fight.tv, and also on my own platforms. I have i2-247, and also on countrybox.com. And so, it's really taken off. It's really working, and the news is getting out there real good, and opportunities like this to be on this show here, it's helped me even spread it even more, which is very appreciated. So that's where I'm at. Looking for the next show for June the 13th, and we're gonna celebrate a good musical show, a good boxing show, and we're gonna celebrate Christy's birthday.
And Jimmy, I mean, you mentioned this, connecting country music and boxing and what that can do to, just reach out to different people. Like you said, find acts that are looking to get their names out there, people who haven't, broken out into a place right now, or maybe they're on the cusp of it and they just want people to hear them. Why is it so important to you to go and find music acts that you can really get a spotlight to and give an opportunity to as they're trying to build who they are and what they do? Why is it so important for you to find the next star, so to speak?
Well, it's not necessarily so important to me to find the next star. I mean, I just turned 70 last September, and but I'm married. I'm married to a lady that's 38 years old today, and we have kids. That's our daughter just turned 18. We have a son that's 16, and we got another daughter 6. And what it is, it's by giving opportunity to people to become something, because opportunity runs short in our country today. To me, I started looking at, okay, well, I got these babies, and maybe I could build this and give other people opportunity to be seen, to be heard. and also give my kids a business to have when I'm not here no more. And that's really been the biggest high to me, is working closely with my wife and my kids on this project. Everybody's jumped in. Everybody's very excited. It's just it's become a family type deal that's really, really a lot of fun. And like I say, it's just it's about the time to give people opportunity, because so many people come to this town and without just a hope, and don't even get a promise to do nothing. It's just which, I mean, it's not only in Nashville, it's probably any big town from Hollywood to all. And so it's just my way to give an opportunity and see what could happen out of it.
Pat, do you have a question for Jimmy here this morning after hearing all that?
I was talking to him before about the replays of the fights, because he shows them on the internet, and he said that they're available on the website. So I can't wait to watch it because I had to work. But I love the concept of it, combining music with sporting events in any way. I just think it draws another genre into the boxing world that, once I think they get into it, I think as long as it's entertaining, I think they're going to be really pleased with it.
Christy?
Absolutely. I think just a comment when they said, when I was a month, or actually first of this month, I guess, I travel too much. Be in the venue and see, and we're bringing people that are coming just for the music. And we're bringing people that are coming for the boxing, but they're getting so and or two, the music side, giving the boxing side of this an opportunity, because boxers that without Jimmy Adams doing shows, they are not getting exposure that he's able to give them, and hopefully I'm a 2 or 10 in the rough, and that we're going to world titles. Excited to be part of Jimmy's team. It's a lot of fun to be there and see that it's a family affair. Like I said, I would be right up under my dad trying to learn, giving out to the world and really making a success. So, and I know this social media stuff that she does, badass. She's got this. So, and sky's the limit.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like, I mean, it's a great concept, Jimmy, like you were saying, something, building this so that your family has this for the future, so that you can pay it forward and whatnot. On this show here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, I've always been about paying it forward, helping out the next person. Pat's the same way. Christy's the same way. You just spoke about it. Who paid it forward to you in your life that you can kind of go back to, Jimmy, and reflect upon somebody who maybe reached out a hand to you that you appreciate, that's helped you out to this day with what they had done?
You mean as far as the boxing's concerned?
It could be boxing-wise or just life-wise in general. Somebody that maybe opened a door to you that you reflect upon and say, I wouldn't be where I am today if not for, this person having a kind heart or paying it forward, something that maybe sticks out for you. And it could be in the boxing world or just in general.
Well, I have to give that credit to Don King. I've been associated with Don King since '82. And like I say, I've worked with all the promoters and all, but the fact of it is, Don King gave me opportunities when other people wouldn't give me opportunities. Other fight promoters I used to work for, it wasn't about me. It was always about the fighter, and all they wanted was a fighter without me. Don just always was. I'll take him as a mentor. There's certain things I sit back and watch him go through, but he kept going forward. He never stopped, and he never took no for an answer when they was trying to accomplish something. I mean, and many people go against him, man. He stayed fast and kept going. And even today, me and him are very close friends. We talk constantly, and we still do a lot of work together. I'm helping on the June 9th show with the Adrian Broner come back. It's just I had to give it to him because, like I say, I've been fortunate enough to see things that the man that he is, and And like I said, when he takes and waves his flag around, there's two things Don King believes in, that's God and America. And I know that with all my heart, I know that's how he's saying it. So he's been my biggest inspiration. And even when I started talking to him about coming back doing this down here, he's the one who told me. He said, Brother Jim, whatever you do, make it an event different what you did in 97. And so that's what got me thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jimmy, you just said there's two things that Don King believes in, and that's God and America. For you to have somebody that has become, like you said, I mean, he's been a light to you and a connection to you in the boxing world and beyond, but he's a figure that so many people have come to know. If they don't know boxing, they know Don King. If they know boxing, they know Don King. All around the world, they know who he is, and to have him as a friend, and to have that connection to him, and to know, just like you said, how simple and at the same time how beautiful it is that he cares about this country, he cares about his faith, cares about God. How has that friendship kind of blossomed into what it is today? Like, where did it start, and where would you say it is today?
Well, the biggest thing with Don is loyalty. Money, everybody says it's money, it's this and that. But, when I start hearing stuff like that, I start realizing people don't really know him as the man that he is. Because, like my kids call him Grandpa. My kids, they took in all they know of my kids, because I'm older. They've never had grandparents. Neither one of my kids here had never had grandparents. They never had grandparents, and so and they look at him. They look at him as special. When we go to his house, it's just like we go and he got an office back in his master bedroom, and me and him go in there and we just sit for hours and just talk about old times and what it was. And the fact is, when I decided to do country box, I told DK, I said, listen, I'm going to add music. I got this script that I wrote 13 years ago. I even got a theme song written about it. I had a songwriter write me a theme song about it, had it all, talked about it with BMI and all. And so then he told me, he said, Brother Jim, that's nothing new. He said, I had James Brown with Rumble in the Jungle.
I like
His
that.
fights were always